I don't think anybody wanted a review on these, but just in case someone out there did. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look at these guys right here. Potential bad boys? I think so. And this, my friends, is the Adidas Yeezy QNTM, also kind of known or loosely known as the Yeezy basketball. You know, I think they took that name out because it says nothing about it, just QNTM. Now, before we get into these, we do have a quick word from our sponsor, Random Objects. If you like dope on dope shirts, go ahead and check them out. Links in the description box below. I said description box a little funny. Did you notice that?
I did.
I did too. But he made this right here. This is dope. You can say what you want without having to say anything. That's what being yourself is all about. Now, back to these guys, because this is the main attraction right here, man. This is a shoe that has eluded me from the jump. I tried to get them joints from All-Star Weekend earlier this year. That, I think, is the better colorway of the two, personally. It's got the lighter toe. They look damn near the same. Let's just be real. These have a little bit of a variation of color on the toe, but otherwise, if you just quickly glance, you could mistake each of them for each other. Now, before we get into the main meat of everything, I do want to just talk about the difference between the QNTM and the basketball, because there actually is a slight difference. This is what was supposed to come out during marketing, but I don't know what's going on over at Adidas right now or with the Yeezy line, but they just haven't said a damn thing. It's so irritating, you know what I mean? Because it's like people are confused. They're like, is this the basketball? Is the last one the basketball? Are they both basketball? It's the same shoe. But what we were told by somebody at Adidas we spoke to during that All-Star Weekend when the original version of these dropped, basically they said that the basketball version has the Curum overlay, which is the rubber. Curum is really cool, I think. We don't see it super often anymore, but we saw it, like, in my mind, like the most recent thing that could have been done other times after this, but in my head, what really sticks out to me as far as like which shoe used Curum last was a Jordan brand shoe. I can't remember what the shoe's name is. They weren't that great either. It wasn't like a fantastic shoe, but the upper was dope. We do have a performance review, I think. I just don't remember the damn shoe's name. It was that forgettable. Now, to break these down real quick, this, look at this. Look at this. They didn't play around, man. They just went straight for the good straight up, like thick, grooved, wave bone traction. Not herringbone. When Adidas does this, it's called wave bone, even though it's the same thing.
I was gonna say that as a joke.
The wave bone?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, they really do call it that. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know how it's gonna play. It's thick. It reminds me of the Dame 5. So if you wanted to spend a lot of money on a pair of outdoor hoop shoes that will last a while, and they have great cushion on top of that. That's the one thing with outdoor. It's so hard, especially nowadays. Back in the 90s, everything was built rugged, everything was built Ford tough, and everything had some sort of cushion somewhere. Not everything. There was like low tier models that didn't. But a lot of the main models, like something like that, that's a tank of a shoe. And it would last you indoors, outdoors, or both. And then we became kind of like complacent with the lightweight stuff. There was a little period of time where Fuse was everything. That was kind of like Nike's answer to outdoor hooping, but it just died off because it wasn't that great. Now we got this stuff again. So again, it reminds me of the Dame 5. It should be good outdoors if you want to floss and then break necks outside. I don't really know who would want to do that, but at this point in time, that might be your only option because I still can't get enough good. Now, what's real interesting is I don't see any torsion plate, but I think it's because the cage is so like you can't even flex these, man. It's crazy. You can flex them on foot.
It reminds me of the Puma shoe.
Clyde Court.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just that like thick cage.
Cup, yes.
Yeah.
This is not quite like that. That was a cup sole. This is more like the Crazy Explosive, which is an awesome shoe, but they don't have any exposed boost sides like those did. The original 2016 version and the 2017 version had the exposed medial side. This is caged all the way through. So again, you got that super, that's about as much as I could flex the shoe, which is good enough to move in, but it, you know, some people are gonna want something else. They're gonna want something super flexible. Other people want this. They want this type of rigidity and support and stuff. So even though I don't see a plate, even though it could be in there, because this, yeah, that's TPU. Like right around the little boost and stuff. So it must be something in here and they just kind of like have it white because you don't see it, which might be the point of Kanye's everything. He's got a lot of earthy tones, a lot of neutral colors. So everything kind of blends right in, but everything does feel super functional for performance. So I'm actually surprised and kind of impressed. It feels like it was actually intended for performance. I just think that something might have got lost.
In translation?
Not in translation, but from the time that it was the concept to release, I don't know if it's just because the basketball market's down, but something happened where they're not promoting this as a basketball shoe, but this feels like it was supposed to be a basketball shoe. So it's just a little confusing. I think people over at Adidas are confused too. Now inside this lovely TPU cage is full length boost. It's actually not that thick. I was kind of surprised at that too. I was expecting something like the 350, you know what I mean? Where it's a nice wedge platform, kind of tapers off towards the toe, gives you a little bit of court feel, but tons of cushion in the back. And while these are a little thicker in the rear than they are in the forefoot, it's not a drastic drop. So I thought that was really cool. Again, it seems like whoever designed these, which wasn't Kanye, okay? I don't know if people don't realize this, but he doesn't design the They have real designers designing it and he approves. But yeah, whoever designed these, it feels like they knew exactly what they were doing. This heel right here, man, this is crazy. I thought it was gonna be hard as and it's not. It's actually got a little bit of give to it, so you can still feel the boost in the back, which is good. It just looks funny, but that's one hell of a heel counter, man. That's gonna take care of you, no problem. No questions asked. This joint right here, ankle rolling, nuh-uh. And look at how wide that joint is, man. Look at it. I was just telling you this off camera, but the Kanye line in Adidas, not the Nike line, but the Adidas line, I don't know what it is, man, but he just likes that fat, look like a slippers on your foot, you know what I mean? Like, what is this? I put them on and I was like, what the? People wear these casually? If you like them, I'm happy for you. I'm not like trying to dog you or anything. I'm just saying, like me, like I looked down and I was like, what am I wearing, man? And there you guys go. That's the look of the, that is weird. It's got glitter all up in there. Can you see that? No? Well, sorry, you guys can see that for sure. That's like way up there. So yes, the heel counter is reflective. It does not seem to be mad reflective. Because I think the first, or the shoe in general was like banned from the NBA for it being reflective. I didn't feel like that was, the Jordan 5's tongue is way more. Like, are they just hating on Kanye? I don't know what it is, man. The NBA keeps changing the rules. You can wear anything except for these. Come on. Really? Really? Now the upper is real interesting. That's probably the part that like, not weirds me out, but is definitely the part that is super intriguing. Because if you've hooped in Adidas basketball products before, this is all kind of like, you know this already, you know, boost, cage, wave bone, herringbone, whatever, heel counter, yada, yada, yada. All the same, but this upper, man, this upper something crazy. It's nuts. You've got multiple layers on here. The back part is mainly the thing, like the back and the tongue. It's all kind of connected. You have...
That's like my worst nightmare.
It wasn't as bad as I thought. Like when I first did this, I loosened up the laces and I was like, crap, how am I gonna get my foot in that joint? And then it actually did slide right in. Is that what she said? I don't know, probably. But yeah, so it's a neoprene, all that black section, the tongue, all that stuff. It's a weird neoprene. It's got lots of stuff in it though. You know what I mean? Like there's padding back here, protect you from this little heel counter, but there's lots of seams. So like if you wear no-shows, just don't. Like you're gonna up, like it's gonna chew your ankles up like crazy. There's additional lace loops up here in case you wanted that. I lace them right here to where they're currently like factory laced, and they felt good. Like they felt super tight. They feel like a low. So that's how I like my shoes. So that's probably where I would lace them up at. Although the laces are like ridiculously long, which I don't like. I don't like when any brand does that. So that's kind of a bummer. But just letting you know, you have the option to lace all the way up or not. I do like the molding though, how they tried to keep it like anatomical, so it kind of cups your little ankle bones and all that stuff. Is really, really functional. Just again, a lot of thought was put into this. It's not something that feels like, oh, he's trying to just make a hoop shoe just to make a hoop shoe. Like it doesn't feel like that. This feels like an actual hoop shoe. Again, I'm just surprised and impressed. I think this is cool. The rest of the upper though, this is prime knit right here, and then you have actual suede on the toe. So that's the only real genuine piece of material. The prime knit is interesting because it feels like a prime knit, but there's a lot of TPU threads in there, or TPU yarns, plastic, and it's interesting because it's not heat welded. So it's in there, but they didn't like bond it. But again, this guy right here has the Curum upper. The other one doesn't. Do I think that that's going to affect things performance-wise if we have one or the other? Maybe slightly, but not enough to be like, oh my God. Like, I don't think it's gonna be anything crazy. In fact, the way that this knit is with the TPU yarn or whatever in there, I think that that was supposed to originally be how the shoe was intended. You know what I mean? Like there's plastic to strengthen the prime knit and all that stuff. I just don't think that they were super confident. And so I think that's where we got this Curum overlay. I don't know that for a fact though. That's just me speculating. Now the fit's interesting. Go true to size. Lengthwise, they fit me perfectly. I was kind of surprised by that because with Adidas, you never know. And especially with the Yeezys too, man. Sometimes the Yeezys are all over the place. Like the 350s like hug your feet like hella tight. The 700s, as soon as you break them in, they feel perfect. But these right here, I went true to size. It was a risk, but I'm glad that I took it. The only thing that I don't like is when you lace them up, you could just feel around. So lengthwise, it feels good, but around here, I feel like I need a fatter foot or something. Like I need a little bit of like a Hulk foot. So if you got a wide foot, this might be a perfect shoe for you. Going true to size. Thoughts? What do you like more? These are the Shacknosis. Hey.
I really don't like the colorway.
What? I feel like this is your jam right here.
It looks, which is probably a plus, but it already looks like they've been used. They look dirty and dingy to me.
For a basketball shoe, that might be a good thing.
No, I understand that. They almost look like they were in the back of like a smoker's closet. Something about how the Curum is just so like cloudy and dingy.
Why you gotta say it like that?
I learned a new word today.
Oh,
The word is Curum.
But that pretty much takes care of it for our thoughts on these guys. Let us know what you think about these down below in the comment section, especially if you've played in a pair, whether it be this colorway or the previous colorway. If you have any thoughts whatsoever, again, I'd like to hear from you because I'm just curious what like the consensus is gonna be. The only thing that I'm kind of like is like, man, they feel like a low. So I feel like they should have just stayed that way. But fashion-wise, I guess this is the thing. Again, if you were interested in anything from Random Objects, this is not the only shirt that they have. They have all kinds of great stuff. We've showcased them before. They're a continuous supporter and sponsor of our channel, which we greatly appreciate. Again, check out the link in the description box below. If you want these, I guess we'll leave a link to like, I don't even know if we have links. Like to stock, all right, I think we do, to StockX. So if you wanted to, go ahead. I'm not saying to though, because I'm not sitting here, I'm not trying to promote StockX and all that shit. So just say no to resale unless you have to make a video, and then go ahead. But thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Stay tuned for a performance review whenever, because I have too many shoes because quarantine. You know what's gonna happen is that eventually gyms are gonna open up and eventually they're gonna let us play 5-on-5 and I'm gonna have like 50 shoes to be like, what am I gonna do?
You're gonna pick the most important and be like,
no, I know.
The rest.
No, I know that, but that's where your centipede conversation comes back into play. You know, like if I could have centipede legs, just to think about how funny that would look though. If you had these up front, the KDs, the Westbrooks and all that stuff, and then you run around the court. All your legs. I hope people don't make like a GIF out of that. I don't know how goofy that's gonna look, but almost slapped you in the head.
I know, I felt my hair.
Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Until next time, guys, have a good one.